Welcome students. In this video, I will start a new chapter for class 8. Chapter 7, and the name of the chapter is Gandhiji, the great leader of our nation. So, in this chapter, it is mostly about Mahatma Gandhi and our country. So, let's know something about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was a great freedom fighter who devoted his life for India's independence. He is also known as Father of Nation or Bapu because of his great contribution in India's freedom struggle. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi or Bapu. Gandhiji was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. His mother name was Putlibai and his father name Karamchand Gandhi, and he held the position of Diwan in the state of Rajkot. In 1893, he went to South Africa to practice law. And in South Africa, Gandhiji was shocked and angered by the racial discrimination and oppression against the Indians living there and decided to fight against the injustice. Satyagraha. Now let's know something about Satyagraha. Firstly, I'll tell you the meaning of Satyagraha. So here is the concept of Satyagraha. Satya means truth and Agra means force. Satyagraha is based on the principle of truth and non-violence. Here are some methods based on Satyagraha. First is peaceful demonstration. Next, Defiance of Unjust British Law. Boycott of British goods and services. Non-payment of oppressive taxes. Use of charkha and home-spun khadi. With this ideology, Gandhiji organized many satyagraha in India. Today, we shall focus only on early three satyagrahas of Gandhiji. The first satyagraha in India was at Champaran, 1917, in Bihar. Peasants in Champaran were tortured by the British indigo planters. They forced the poor Indian peasants to produce indigo in very low price. Thus, Gandhiji came to protest the interest of India's peasants. Gandhiji led to organize protest and strike against the landlords. With this satyagraha, compensation was granted to peasants and it also led to the cancellation of revenue hikes and collections. Now let's move to second experiment of Kheda in Gujarat. Here, the Indian peasants were badly affected by crops failures and epidemic. They were not able to pay the revenue to the British. Thus, the demand to relax the revenue. So, Gandhiji organized Satyagraha and was able to get relief to Kheda peasants to a large extent by ensuring the relaxation of revenue collection. The third experiment was in 1918 in Ahmedabad. The cotton mill workers of Ahmedabad were demanding for an increase of pay or wages with the increase in price during the First World War. Gandhiji also supported the workers. Thus, the British government had to increase their wages. All these three Satyagraha inspired a lot of Indians to fight against the British. Now we are going to have a look at the events leading to the non-cooperation movement. And the events are Rowlatt Act 1919, Jalanvalabag Tragedy 1919, Khilafat Movement 1919 lasts till 1922. The British decide to exert more control over public activities. As a result, they opposed Rowlatt Act in 1919. After him, it is named after him, Sir Sidney Rowlatt. Rowlatt Act was aimed to curb the political activities in the country. It equipped the causes with the part detained political prisoners without trial for 2 years. Mahatma Gandhi opposed Rowlatt Act by starting peaceful Satyagraha. He suggested a civil disobedience beginning with a hartal, that is, protest against Rowlatt Act, and it is on 6th April 1919. It was followed by rallies, strikes by railway workers and closing down of shops. As a result, several local leaders were arrested and Mahatma Gandhi was prohibited from entering Delhi in Amritsar. Police opened fire on a peaceful operations. Angered by this brutal action, people attacked banks, post offices, and railway stations. Consequently, marshals was opposed in Amritsar under the command of General Byers. Next is Jalanvalabag Tragedy. A large but peaceful crowd gathered at the Jalanvalabag in Amritsar on April 13, 1919 to protest against the arrest of leaders like Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu and Dr. Satyapal. Jalanvalabag had only one exit. Its other three sides were enclosed by the buildings. General Dyer, the military command of Amritsar, surrounded the Bagh, that is the garden, with his soldiers. After closing the exit with his troop, he ordered them to shoot at the crowd. The troops kept on firing till their ammunition was exhausted. About 1,000 innocent demonstrators were killed and many more wounded. The conscience of the nation was shaken at the massacre of innocent people. After the massacre, the British government made a half-hearted attempt at constitutional reforms, but it also made it clear that it had no intention of parting with political power or sharing it with Indians. The British government also refused to annul the Rowlatt Act and make amends to the atrocities in Punjab. Next, I will tell you about the Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement. The Khilafat and non-cooperation movement was closely connected with the anti-colonial struggle of the Indians against the British. Especially during the First World War, the Indian people faced a lot of hardship such as shortage of food, increase in taxes, etc. People all over India fought against such problems. In response to this, the Muslim leaders Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali prepared to launch Khilafat movement. Gandhiji seized this opportunity to bring Indian Muslim and Hindu together to start a unified nation struggle against the British. This resulted in the launch of Khilafat and non-cooperation movement in December 1920. Now let's talk about method of resistance. Here are some methods: boycott of legislative council, law courts and government schools and colleges, surrender of titles and honorary posts awarded by the British, promotions of Hindu-Muslim unity, promotions of Swadeshi goods and boycott of foreign goods, boycott of government functions or elections. The concept of khadi gained popularity among all people, including the upper classes. Hindu-Muslim unity was achieved. There was an environment of determination, enthusiasm, and confidence among the people. Thus, Indian history reflects Gandhiji as a man of principle who was calm, non-violent, yet strong enough to drive the British out of India. So this is all about your chapter 7, Gandhiji, the great leader of our nation. In the next video, we will start a new chapter.